Okay, let's talk Doctor Who. It's lights, camera, action this week as we travel back to 1950s America for a weird and wacky tale set in a locked-up cinema. Ever since the first trailer for this season landed, I've been so excited for this episode. It looked different, fun with an uncanny valley vibe running throughout. But is this episode a critical success or a box office flop? First thing first, I didn't have time to make a video about last week's episode. I was on holiday and I had far too much cider in my system to start battling with iMovie. But I enjoyed it, both the holiday and the episode. I'll talk a bit about it throughout this video because there's a few things I liked that were evident in both episodes. But for now, let's just focus on Lux's cold open, which may be my favourite cold open in a long time. Tonally, it's perfect. Visually, it's stunning. I love the 50s fashion and design, and I think the production team did a great job at immersing us in that world. The travel of moonlight had that magical, old-fashioned Disney feeling to it, which I adored, and we wasted no time getting to the star of the show, Mr. Ring-a-Ding, voiced perfectly by Alan Cummings. He's sickly sweet and then suddenly horribly creepy in a matter of seconds. Him climbing out of the screen just looked amazing, and it's a cold open that made me feel like a kid again, excited to watch something that no other show is doing. I can imagine this episode inspiring a lot of younger people to get excited about film, animation, production, etc. And to evoke that feeling in a 2-minute segment is a testament to the episode alone. So far, so good. After that, we rejoined the Doctor and Belinda in the TARDIS, and this is a good point to talk about the new companion and Doctor dynamic. I love the direction they're taking the relationship this series. Both this episode and Robot Revolution have nailed this new dynamic, gifting us with a companion who challenges and calls out the Doctor in ways we just haven't seen recently. This aspect of the relationship is slightly softer than last week, but I think that's a good thing and it works for the story. Belinda still wants to get home, that's evident, but like any of us would be, she's almost enchanted by the thrill of time travel. When that clip of them getting in their outfits was posted last week online, some people complained that it was a cut and paste of last year's scene with Ruby, but I think that's the point. This Doctor has a routine and he's manipulative with it. Belinda called him out for this at the end of episode 1, but immediately gets caught up in it here. It adds a new layer to this Doctor, making him more complicated than he's been in previous stories. And these added layers have really helped 15 feel like a fully fleshed out character. God, that was a lot of F's in that sentence. I don't know if he's ever going to be one of my favourite Doctors, but already I'm warming to him so much more than I did last series. And he's had some brilliant Doctor moments. Last week we had the wonderful 9-word scene, and this time we get a lovely little moment in the diner when he asks if the TARDIS brings hope. It's like as each episode comes out, I'm watching all these elements slot into place, as if the creative team have found their feet this series, and I hope it continues because so far it's just fun to watch. Talking of fun, let's talk about monsters. If you've watched any of my other Doctor Who videos, you will know I'm all about the monsters. I think they're the beating heart of the show. They get kids excited, it's what casual viewers look forward to, and honestly, it's a marketing team's wet dream. A good monster can sell any show or a film if you push it hard enough. And this episode promises me a cartoon coming to life and delivers on it. I love Mr. Ring-a-Ding. I love the song, I love his stupid little dance, I love the way he says I'm beaming at ya, he's sinister in that kooky Doctor Who way, he looks amazing. God, this episode must have cost a few quid. Everything just works. And I've been quite harsh on the Pantheon stuff they've been doing lately. I've found most of the climaxes underwhelming, I don't understand why you play catch at the end of a 60th anniversary, and I never really felt invested in them. But Lux just gets it spot on. It melds the sci-fi and the fantasy and the Britishness of this show perfectly. Now, could I have had a bit more of Ring-a-Ding? 100%. But I'm being greedy. I just think he's one of the most interesting and inventive villains we've had in the show for ages, so of course I'm going to want to see a lot of him. And this kind of brings me on to one of the main parts of the episode for me. If you like this episode or not, you've got to give it credit for taking big swings. Lux does not rely on a formula or 60 plus years of tried and tested story beats. It really sticks its neck out, definitely for an episode 2 in a series, and for the most part, it all works. I need to remember to take a breath when I'm recording these. Fucking hell. The animation sequence with the dodgy Scooby-Doo style dialogue is just a lot of fun. Them trying to break out of the film reel looks brilliant. This story just has so much going on and it never takes the easy way out. It's an episode of Doctor Who that Russell could never have made in his first era, and you can just feel how exciting that is for him and the team to work on. And of course, we can't talk about this episode without mentioning the meta moment. There is no other show I like other than Doctor Who that makes my whole body tense up in panic. That immediate reaction of, oh my god, what are they doing? Please don't be shite. I think my back problems have a lot to do with this show, and the only reason I haven't sued is because one day I'd like to work on it. So you can imagine the reaction when this scene began. I thought I was going to lose teeth, but I quite liked it. It had charm, it was tongue-in-cheek, and I thought a lot of the humour landed. And again, it's a big swing. It's something different to what we've had before, and I give props to them for trying something new. Now, do I think the scene went on a little bit longer than it needed to? Definitely. And I found the bit where they'll stop existing trying too hard to be emotional. I didn't need 15 to cry then. I have no issue with an openly emotional Doctor, and I love it when this character is vulnerable, but I think such obvious emotion needs to be earned. I always think it's sadder when someone is trying not to cry. It's more real and raw, so I just wish they'd hold back on the tears a bit. I'm not going to comment on the fans coming back at the very end, as I have a feeling this may have something to do with things in the future. With all the fourth wall breaking and Mrs. Flood's warnings, I think this isn't the last time we'll be seeing the Doctor in a show. However, if we don't see him again, I will be kind of annoyed, because again, it just makes that moment where he's crying and all the emotion kind of pointless. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I like the meta moment. Meta moment was fun. If I had to describe this episode in one word, it would be experimental. However, it manages to try all these new ideas while still remaining true to the show. People always say Doctor Who has the potential to be and do anything, and Lux really proves that. Would I want every episode to be like this? No, but mainly because then the magic is lost. But so far, I'm really enjoying this new season. Both episodes have been a major step up from the last series, and I'm excited to see what's to come. Obviously, last week set up a lot of unanswered questions, and we'll have to see if they stick the landing. Dear God, please stay away from a pissing lamppost. But I'm excited. If this season can keep this energy, we could be in for a great series of Doctor Who. However, next week will be the true test. We've had the fun opening one, the zany experimental one. Now, give me the scares.